Hi guys, it's Nicole and I am still working through my August 2014 Super Savers Sketch Club kit from Scrapbook Generation. This one is the Sketch Day 1, which is now called Part 2. I chose the sketch that Debbie Sanders had done, and I forgot to record where I was trimming my papers, but again, like any other video, I don't really show the exact sketch and the measurements. I usually will just kind of speed through my cutting process, but again, I forgot to hit record. So it was pretty much just cutting these strips, and I want to say they were all 11 inches wide, so you're kind of making these strips of the different patterns going up the right hand page. And then these are some thinner strips that I notched the end, and then I'm inking everything in a brown ink. And I'm just following the sketch and the color samples that were on the blog as far as placement for everything. And that little red one, I don't know if you could see from the back, that was cut from a branding strip, and that's pretty common for these kits, that you sort of use every little bit of paper provided. And then I'm grabbing my photo that I had decided was going to go on the right hand page, and for this one I am adding one extra photo to the right hand page, and it was pretty easy because there was so much open space where that black flourish is, so it was pretty easy just to kind of add a smaller photo over there. And it was pretty much I want to say I had maybe one extra photo that I really wanted to use and that I thought would work with these papers. So instead of sort of cutting into a 4x6 canvas and dropping in two 3x4s, I just decided to kind of add a separate 3x4 over here on the right page, and it didn't really throw anything off very much. And then this little banner with the smile bigger, love longer and stuff was off of one of the pattern papers. It was a whole sheet of like borders and stuff. Like here you can see I'm cutting off these labels, and I actually have two sets of the papers, mostly because as I was putting the page together the first time, I realized that I was following the other sketch. I was following Allison's sketch, which was not going to work for the photos that I had printed. For whatever reason, I was not paying attention, and I was sort of kicking myself. So I ended up just adding the two sheets of paper that I had sort of goofed by cutting along with the other sketch. I just ordered those two papers again and did add-on shipping for the kit that I was getting the next month. And so now I've kind of got some extra pieces that I can either go ahead and do Allison's sketch or kind of maybe do something on my own. I just was kind of too lazy to sort of try to get my photos to work with Allison's sketch. Like, they were just completely the wrong size, the wrong orientation, like they were just not going to work. So I didn't really have an issue with just kind of reordering those two pieces of paper and sort of starting over. So here I've moved on to the left side of the page, and it's pretty much just wallpapering 6x4 photos and the 6x4 cut-aparts and a couple 3x4s. And again, this was probably, I don't think, had I seen this paper in person or even online, I don't think that I would have purchased it on my own. But when I saw the samples posted on the blog, and then when I got my kit and I kind of looked through everything, I really liked it. And I think that's why I keep getting this kit, even though I am backlogged and stuff, because I really like sort of getting introduced to maybe manufacturers or specific lines that I normally would have said, ooh, I'm not really interested in that, or I don't know how I would personally use that, but when they show up in my kit, I really like them, and it's kind of helping me sort of get out of the same maybe 3 or 4 manufacturers that I tend to gravitate towards and only buy from. So that's kind of nice. And then these sketches are also kind of helping me look at papers in my stash, like ones that come with the 3x4 cut-aparts or the 4x6 cut-aparts, and kind of different ways on using them and stuff. And then now that I've sort of got all of the base layers as far as paper and photos down, I am using the photo sample to go off of placement, and there was 3 of these 3x4 cards that she had sort of layered in like a little messy stack here on the bottom. And again, I don't think I would have ever thought to sort of cover up those other cards that already had different titles and phrases on them, but I really like just kind of seeing the little pops of color peeking out from behind. And then again, these labels were from the paper that had the borders on them, and I'm going to go ahead and ink them, but I'm going to set them aside so that later I can run it through my printer with just some basic information as far as, you know, where we had gone that day and sort of what we had done. These photos are just from a breakfast outing in the next town over, and it's something that we do a couple times a year, so it wasn't anything like a, you know, a major event or necessarily something that we do on a weekly basis either. It was just every once in a while we'll decide, you know, we're going to drive over to the next town over, go to get some breakfast, and then the park that they have, you can sort of feed the ducks and stuff. Here I have fussy cut that chair off of one of the cards, and then I decided this 3x4 card with the floral border, I wanted to sort of fill up the empty space in the middle, so I grabbed this Allie Edwards stamp and then a Mama Elephant ink pad, and I just decided to kind of add another little phrase and another little pop of color in that 3x4 card. And then I thought about stamping on the little label too, but I ended up just grabbing some of these little phrase stickers, and I decided to just grab one of those and put it on there. And there wasn't really like a rhyme or reason to why I picked these stickers. Like literally on my desk I have a bag that as I'm packing up my scrap room, like I thought I had everything pretty well organized and stuff, but I keep sort of coming across different stickers and embellishments that had kind of gotten put back in different spots. So I've got this, you know, 2-gallon bag full of random embellishments, and I kind of saw it out of the corner of my eye and I thought, oh, well, these will work. So I just added that little phrase sticker, and then here you can see I ran the labels through my printer and just added the name of the restaurant that we had gone to and the name of the park that we had gone to. And then because I had added the extra photo on the right hand side, I just kind of had to play a little bit with placement as far as where I wanted to put that label. And that was pretty much it. I didn't add any sequins, any enamel dots. I kind of just added an extra photo, and that was pretty much it as far as doing anything different than what was in the instructions. I did use a date stamp just to add the date and some navy ink on that little mint colored label. So here's a couple pictures of the different sort of embellishment clusters in the stamping and those labels that I had printed on. And then again, another picture of the completed layout. So thanks for watching.